Alrighty, so welcome to the next behind the scenes for my latest video, which you hopefully have seen before coming into here. I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit darker because what I need to pull off requires a bit of darkness. But a little bit of backstory, fun little history, is that something that you're about to see in this video happened to actually come in today. So when you see this on camera, just know that I literally just checked the mail and found this. So what we've got here, ooh boy, is that we're gonna have the camera here kind of pointing somewhere in the room. And what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna be trying to mask myself into these different spots. So I'm gonna have Kalimba guy here, I'm gonna have soprano, alto ocarina, I'm gonna have cajon, and tank drum. There we go. A series of props right here. Series of props. I'm gonna play some video games. I'm going to shuffle a deck of cards. I'm gonna be writing. I'm gonna be reading Ready Player One. I've never actually finished this book. I've only ever gotten like halfway through and then never finish it. I also have Jolene Alcorn's signature ocarina cups, this one and this one that you'll probably see me drinking throughout. Another thing to show off, well, not show off, but kind of talk you through. So we're gonna have different combinations. We got four different ties with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shirts for some different combinations. And then I also have my classic coat over here, just chilling, hanging out, ready to go. So I'm gonna have everything ultimately behind the camera. One of the most stressful things is gonna be not bumping that thing in between. So I have my computer intentionally off. I'm gonna have some video footage of just the room without anyone in it. That way that can be the main backdrop that I'm placing all of the other versions of me over. Then I'm gonna need to match any kind of potential lighting issues, because something that's definitely gonna happen, even though I have my lighting boxes, I'm gonna try and simulate the light of those things, is that I'm still gonna have shadows. I'm gonna be really careful about those shadows. And then all the versions of me that are actually gonna be moving around, because I'm gonna have a couple kind of just walking around the room, make it feel a little bit more like, you know, we're just trying to kill time, because that's ultimately the entire theme of this music video. The music video theme is just killing time. Trying to just do what we can while we're stuck in quarantine. So you got the ones who are playing video games, you got the ones who are bettering themselves through reading or writing in some form, you got the ones that are just lounging around. I'm gonna have one version of me just spinning in that chair. So it's really just about wake me up when this quarantine is over. That's really the underlying theme about what I'm trying to accomplish in this particular music video. The shot has been, here we go, set up where everyone should be in frame. Hopefully, I still need to test. The lighting isn't perfect yet because it's kind of difficult to plan when there's still light out, but basically we got light over there lighting the back, and then light right there lighting the front, and the TV's gonna actually be off. So we are super close. It's almost game time, but I gotta get my thumbnail. That's the word I'm looking for. Time to get the thumbnail real quick. Perfect. There we go. Got a thumbnail. Look at this. Order of the shoot. Because the order is definitely gonna matter here. Is that I need all the instrument people done, and then I just worry about all the other people's. The kind of the more silhouette-y, slightly transparent guys who are going to be walking back and forth, eating food, drinking drinks, playing cards, playing video games, doing whatever. Outfit number 1 for Kalimba, and then I'll just change up the outfit for everyone else. Ocarina players are not going to be wearing a mask. Non-Ocarina players will be wearing a mask, because I don't know, it adds to the feeling of this is a bunch of people hanging out in quarantine. So, I'm still getting the hang of vlogging, but you know, let's go ahead and get this filming in and see if this video comes out as good as I'm hoping. I'm dizzy. Okay, so we have now begun. This is where the stress begins. So we are recording. This first part is going to be literally just recording empty nothing for 5 minutes. Technically, I could have done it not film, but honestly, I feel like this is going to be a little safer. Because for some reason, just the difference between an image and a video, even if the video doesn't move, can be quite severe, I've noticed. I also decided to, because when I'm playing, I'm going to have the chair up, I need to do the same thing here, where the chair starts off in that position, because ultimately, when people are walking around, that is going to be something to be considered. I'm just going to be very careful to bring it back down and bring it back up again. So, that's what we're dealing with here. So here we go. We've got this. We are on our way. 5 minutes of this, 5 minutes of me playing kalimba, 5 minutes of me playing alto ocarina, me playing 5 minutes of soprano ocarina, me playing 5 minutes of cajon, me playing 5 minutes of tank drum, and everyone is just going to vanish except for the kalimba person who's starting the whole thing, and so they're going to end the whole thing by putting the chair down and walking off. I got the first take in, and I'm terrified to actually check the footage because I don't want to bump this thing. Oh boy! But I think I got it. I kind of faked it, and I hope it doesn't notice because I didn't learn the kalimba part like ever. I just recorded it and I put it on a loop track because I'm not good at kalimba. So yeah, next up, change out of this. I'm thinking that alto ocarina is going to be next, and he's going to be very similarly dressed. But gonna change the shirt, but I do believe that he's gonna also wear the coat because he's gonna be like on the far end, so it'll make sense. And honestly, the main alto guy would wear the coat because he's the main alto guy and he's me, and I'm him, bro. Tie change, alto done. That's 2 instruments down, only 3 to go. Soprano, cajon, tank drum. Soprano's gonna be about as easy as the alto, which was a little difficult, especially since I don't have the parts memorized and I didn't have any tactful place to put the sheet music, so I ended up just putting it on my lap and said, screw it! Gonna have to do the same thing with the alto, but I'm gonna need a different posture. Cajon, I'm just gonna hope I'm close enough. Tank drum, probably gonna be one of the easier ones to do. Shot 3 down! That took 3 takes though. First time, I forgot my solo part, and I had the sheet music in front of me and I messed up. Second time, AC kicked on and was blowing the sheet music around since I didn't have it memorized. It was just like falling off of my lap. But third try, I got it. 4 down. Constantly changing shirts. It's like it's new days, but it's only been like 10 minutes. Okay. Last up is the cajon, and then I'm just constantly switching shirts out, and each shirt and tie configuration is just going to be doing something ever so slightly different just to help illustrate, days and days and days and days of just being in quarantine all day. I've got a lot of shirts and ties to combo together. So is this just a vlog to show off all my shirts and ties? Maybe. Might actually be possible. I just finished the cajon part and I was looking through the footage, and so far the camera doesn't look like it got bumped anything too severe other than pressing the button, so you're not gonna get perfection, but all 5 instrument portions have now been recorded. Progress! Oh, I'm so dizzy. That little chair spinning shot, I did that last. I just finished it up. I'm so freaking dizzy from that. Well, I'm done. I remember how I said it was only gonna take 45 minutes? Yeah, that ended up taking 2 hours, but I made myself a bowl of cereal. So I had to turn off my computer at some point to actually do this filming thing because I didn't trust this background to stay consistent and it would have been harder. And now it's just kind of just chilling out in dark screens. I mean, my mouse is still there. And what's happening is that it's actually the admin panel for each of the many game clients I have. At one point it was Uplay. Next up I'm going to guess it'll probably be like Epic Games or something. So here I am just kind of waiting for this to boot up before I can actually test the footage. I think like editing is 50% actually editing and 85% dealing with technical problems like this. So yeah, it's gonna be a long night, I can already tell. It's still loading. And I want to edit this tonight and tomorrow and get it uploaded by Monday morning? When it's Saturday, 9:30 p.m.? I don't know about that, Chief. I think we may have to postpone until Tuesday. I don't wanna, you say. I wanna get it posted on a Monday. But if we got these here problems on this here dang computer, man, that's all we gotta worry about. So I'm just gonna sit here, twiddle my thumbs, and just hope for the best. Well, the gosh dang Discord gets started. And after like an hour, we're finally going. Take a look. It's transferring. 14 gigs. 14 gigs of hard work. Actually, to be honest, it was probably the easiest film shoot I've ever done. Okay, maybe not the easiest, but it's one of the easier ones, so here's hoping. So I'm just killing time watching gamers game. Apparently this one streamed on my birthday 2 years ago, so that's fun. And yeah, 6 minutes away. Let me see if I can get it lined up properly. There we go. 6 minutes away. Just the amazing stress of wondering, did it all come out okay? Okay, so we finally got it all up. Take a look at that. They all look like the same shot. This is good. I'm kind of low-key excited about this. So before I get into actually figuring out if this edit's gonna work, I wanna show how the music is being set up, being the fact that I'm actually really bad at music. So we've got ourselves multiple tracks here in Vegas. All of these have been already mixed and mastered individually in SoundForge to kind of normalize to bring the volumes down and add in some other fun effects like a very slight reverb. It's not as much as in other stuff because I don't think it's as necessary. And so you've got the alto. I have a difference between when it's the lead and when it's the backing. When it's the lead, you'll notice that I have it center, meaning that it's gonna be playing an even amount on both sides of your ear. However, I find that when you've got people doing backing, whoa, it is a little bit better to have a portion on one side of the ear and a portion on the other. So like the alto ocarina backing and soprano ocarina, both when they're both playing kind of off to the side, they're gonna be a little bit they're gonna be more prominent in one side of your ear, while others are not. So like soprano ocarina is gonna be off center, cajon's gonna be off center, tank drum is going to be, I'm pretty sure I made that center, I made the kalimba center, and the kalimba's a funny story. Notice all those different tracks. Well, that's because Willow's not very good at playing kalimba long term, so I have each track organized based on the notes that were played, and then just combine them together to make that monstrosity based on the sheet music. It's kind of like just one step above just doing straight up a MIDI kalimba track. So I'm not proud of it, but you know, it got the job done. So I'm going to now go into this. I'm gonna put this together to basically make up what's going to be the the thumbnail, and that thumbnail is gonna be a pretty hard factor determinant on whether or not this video is even going to work. Wish me luck! So I haven't actually done anything yet, but I just have two videos on top of each other, and look at this. Let me unsolo. Watch this as I slowly transparent me out. Look at that. You know what that means? It means this might actually work. Look at that. I mean, there's definitely some kind of difference, but that's a good sign. That's a very good sign about Ghost Effects. Heck yeah, boy, this is gonna work, I hope! Okay, good news and bad news. Good news is that it mostly works. Bad news is isn't quite coming out exactly as I was hoping. Let's see if I have this framed correctly. So, this is what I got. And there's definitely some very noticeable lines. I mean, I'd say like it's 67% cool. But there's some... Yeah, I feel like I messed up on the lighting. The blinds ended up being something I really shouldn't have had in the shot. Me sitting in the chair apparently definitely greatly affected its shape outside, not just on the inside. So, like, you can sometimes see some of those lines across all of it. Yeah. This is going to take some doing, I think. And then I still need to put in the phantoms in there, who are going to be kind of navigating around. I'm hoping they'll be slightly easier because they're phantoms, so I can get away with them being partially transparent, but these 5 cannot be transparent. So, yeah, fiddling around with, but I'd say like 67% cool. That's still a... No, that's failing. Crud. Well, let's get this up to a B at least. Guess I'm committing. Here we go. There's the thumbnail. You can still see the clips in some of the areas, especially around these two. These two, it's really bad. Kalimba is the worst. you're not so bad most of the time, and actually you're not that noticeable. Okay, so this is why you look up YouTube tutorials. So I found a dude. So you had to look up clone yourself Sony Vegas. Actually not Sony Vegas. It's not Sony Vegas anymore. This tutorial was Sony Vegas, but it actually introduced this interesting concept called feathering, which I assumed I needed but didn't know how to implement. But apparently in the mask, you have an option to feather and add and do like a slight little blur to kind of merge your two videos together. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to re-render that thumbnail to kind of test it out. And if it's all working, it's not gonna be perfect. We're still nowhere near perfection, but we might have something that is slightly more bearable and a little less jarring to the eyes because they're not gonna be hard cuts, they're gonna be weird fuzzies. And I'm okay with a bit of fuzziness. So let's take a look here. So I'm looking at it now. We look a little ghosty, but I think I'm okay with that. Take a look at this. So I'll probably have some kind of like before and after. I'll have the two thumbnails kind of side by side, but that is slightly better. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, fix my thumbnail to use this instead, because while it's not great, it is definitely better. Ooh. You know, I think this is gonna be okay. Is it gonna be the greatest thing ever? Nah. But before it was 67%, now I'd put it about like, I'd put it at about 90, I'd say. If it comes out how this is coming out, I'd put it at 90. I'm okay with a 90. 90's an A, and an A gets A's. A. So a little perspective of what's going on right now from my end is that currently what I'm doing is I'm watching each mask separately like so, watching to see if I'm ever leaving my little black box. Like right there. So that means I need to go and adjust this because I do kind of move around. I do have a slight issue with my cajon over every other instrument. That's the only one that I didn't actually plan out and I kind of freestyled. And so it really shows in this video because I do not match the drumming like almost ever. That's going to bite me in this video. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just trying to make a fun video. No one's gonna pay attention to the cajon, right? Right? The estimated file size is gonna be 800 megs. I don't think I've had a video gotten that high before. So take a look. Here's what we've got right now. So we've got it set up where I've got kalimba person, I've got alto, soprano, cajon, and tank drum, and then the person 1 through 5 that I haven't actually done yet. This is not going to be able to stay this way because there are going to be times where someone's going to have to go around. It is now the next day. I basically just kind of rolled out of bed and immediately checked the footage, or checked the test render, and it looked pretty good, if I do say so myself. And now here I am trying to get the silhouette people included in by doing my first. And let me show you what it looks like. What we're looking at so far, kind of ignoring everything else. You've got, wait for it. For the sake of test rendering, I had to remove everyone else that are not in yet, just so I could test. And there we go. That's not too bad. Now, here's the thing, though, is that in order to make that work, I had to go through this interesting mask process. Look at all those keyframes. So starting at this keyframe, and then just kind of going through, you'll notice that this is constantly moving to keep my character, you know, somewhat centered. And it just keeps going, and then eventually it includes the feet. And so I had to do this one step at a time. Eventually I got wise and didn't use so many keyframes and so many anchor points to make it a little bit easier, because I realized it wouldn't actually matter. But look at that. Now right around here is where things actually got a little extra annoying. So that's pretty cool. But what got extra annoying is when this person was overlaid over, hold on, here. It doesn't look as bad now, but you can still kind of see that it wasn't a perfect crop. But what I had to do to make that work, hold on. Kalimba, there we go. Is that for that particular moment, I had to include a series of keyframes here to kind of bring it down and then follow my head a little bit more closely. That way my person can walk past it without getting in the way, and then it grows back out to give me lots of free space. And I'm gonna have to do that every time that a ghost wants to pass one of the physical presences. I don't think it'll matter as much for the other ghosts. It might actually. Oh, crud, it's probably gonna matter. At least the one in front. The one in the back probably won't be as affected. Well, there's still a lot to do, but we're making some good progress. Tori, petting cat while waiting for render to finish. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Catherine. She likes her neck being scratched. Still need to add the tabs, but look at this. This is all video layers. Every single one of these is video layers, except for that bottom part where I actually have sound effects. So look at this. Sometimes for the sake of organization, I had to have it where I had like person 1 above, because there were times where person 1 needed to be above Alto Ocarina, and sometimes where they had to be below. The person 2 above, person 5 above, and then you have regular old person 4, person 3, so on and so forth. It got a little messy, not gonna lie. But it's fine, because we're basically done. Just need to get some tabs in here, and we can render this. And if this renders halfway decent... Remember when I said it was gonna take like an hour and be done by 6? Heh, it's now 7, like exactly 7. So, I'm not good at spacing time. I thought it was gonna take 45 minutes to film last night, and that ended up taking 2.5 hours. This was supposed to be done by 6, and ended up getting done by 7. That's okay though, because the tabs came out pretty nifty. As always, I've got my little GIMP over here with all the different tabs ready to go that have been created and stuff. And then you've got your actual template. I made it where the soprano tab, the solo was using a different color to help emphasize that it is a different ocarina and not the alto, but they can still use the alto if they want to, if even anyone wants to follow these tabs. I don't know if anyone likes to follow them. I just like having them because they're there. So, with all that though, we've got it. We've done it. We're at the end of the road for this behind the scenes, because as long as nothing goes wrong, I'm going to render this and I'm going to upload it and have it ready by tomorrow morning. Oh yeah. So that means I have to get this finished. I have to finish editing this before tomorrow morning as well. All the work, but that's okay because it was such a fun time. It was a great time. It was cool setting this up and kind of showing the behind the scenes of my madness and why do I even try to do these things. Okay, thank you all so much for watching this behind the scenes of Wake Me Up When September Ends. Please, if you actually stayed till the end, hit a subscribe button, preferably mine, so that I can get to 100 so I can have a custom URL. I don't know why I care, but that just sounds fun, so I kind of want one. And yeah, have a good one. See you in the next epic video that I do. Yeah. Bye!